Hi, my name is Frank Schaefer. Back in the 1980s, I directed 4 low budget films in Hollywood: Wired to Kill, Headhunter, Rebel Storm, and then um, a picture for ABC called Baby on Board with Judge Reinhold and Carol Kane. And they were all medium to low budget. 2 of them I made in Africa, actually South Africa and Namibia. One of those, Rebel Storm, was an action sort of sci-fi picture. And these are all movies that, you know, were paychecks. And I left that film business and started to write novels. My first novel was Portofino, written at my wife Jeannie's suggestion, because I really didn't like these scripts I was getting. On Rebel Storm, we ran over a stunt coordinator and almost killed him, put him in the hospital for 6 months because of a badly coordinated stunt. The day before that, out in the Namibian desert, the weapons master in charge of the guns in this action picture brought ammunition to the set and was firing off a shotgun used in the production just for fun at a couple of targets, left a live round in the shotgun, and then blasted a hole in one of our production vehicles where my son Francis, who at that time was 12 or 13, was sitting, almost killed him. When I saw Alec Baldwin had this horrible accident where he shot Miss Hutchins, his camera woman, and killed her and wounded his director, it reminded me of the fact that the kind of half-assed productions I was part of were always full of accidents, people getting hurt. And of course, as soon as you mix in weapons masters and these other people who bring live ammunition to the set, or as is alleged about the set on that Alec Baldwin was part of, where these idiots are out firing live rounds at cans between takes because they're bored, and you have this young, inexperienced weapons master who's not doing her job. Of course, inevitably, something's going to happen and someone is going to die. When I was in South Africa, it was in the last days of apartheid. And South Africa and Namibia were coming apart. There was a civil war in Namibia up on the northern border with Angola. The ANC were letting off bombs in shopping malls at the end of the apartheid era to protest white supremacy. Nelson Mandela was still in prison, but about to come out a few years later. There was a kind of a general chaos of violence, white cops arresting and torturing black men and women across the country, murdering them. A country awash in guns. Everybody carried guns. They wanted to know if I wanted a gun to carry. They felt the country was dangerous, always threatened by the black majority who were being oppressed. As the whites saw it, I had a mixed white and black crew. One of our grips stole his own equipment and sold it, and then blamed his black assistant, had him arrested. Later we found out what happened. Got that guy out of jail. But here's my point. The condition South Africa was in, awash in guns and violence, racial strife and all the rest of it, is very similar to what we face now in this country, with Christian nationalists trying to impose a new apartheid system where white rule is maintained through voter suppression, where we have a nation awash in guns with private white militias, very similar to the South African Afrikaners as they defended their white farms, where fools on a movie set are so stupid as to have live ammo rounds on a Western set where guns are going to be fired, and wind up killing, ironically, one of the few women in the movie business who was making it, Miss Hutchins, in that misogyny cesspool called Hollywood, where it's much more often that you're molested as a woman than given an opportunity. And it made me think about something, and that is this new book of mine that's coming out, Fall in Love, Have Children, Stay Put, Save the Planet, Be Happy, offers an alternative vision of life away from the violence and chaos we now face in America. This level of, this low rumble of strife our entertainment business awash in senseless violence as spectacle, guns everywhere, ammunition circulating on a set where it has no business. A beautiful young cinematographer killed at the height of her career as she steps into the big time, on the cusp of success in a business that's sodden with misogyny. We need something different in this country than to define ourselves by guns and violence and job title and career. How about we try defining ourselves by the quality of our human relationships, by the love in our life instead? That's what my new book is about. And it comes out of an experience of life of myself, growing away from the violence-saturated world of evangelical white Christianity I come from, that believes in spanking and beating children, carrying guns, arming yourself against them, and now training for civil war. Many evangelical Christians hoarding guns and ammunition, ready to kill to defend their white nationalist, Christian nationalist way of life, feeling threatened. It's a sobering moment, and I hope my book offers a blueprint post-COVID of a way out for a more humane and decent culture. Thank you. My name is Frank Schaefer.